Alright guys, we're in. Thanks for waiting. See how I'm a Hero approaches this. They pick purple side, or red side rather, for a reason. So I want to know what it was. It couldn't just be for the pick and ban phase. It had to be something for the early game. But at the moment it doesn't look like they're going to do anything different. It's going to be just a regular 2v2 and a 1v1s. Which again I feel do not favor Ima Hero's chances at all. Especially with using two sub players. I mean the jungle sub is whatever, but having a support substitute is a pretty big deal. Hopefully Super Awesome and I Am the Sparkle have been practicing together, working on their synergy in bot lane, because they're going to need it. And no Ignite on Ima Hero's team because of the Karthus, who will be running Exhaust for himself. And the lone Exhaust on Yasuo. And that will definitely be used late in the game for Mundo to cut his healing down. Pun Pac playing surprisingly passive in the opening of this game, just taking their own buff. I'm surprised they didn't go for an invade of their own, but they're gonna just play it safe in the beginning, I guess, as Lulu will head to top lane. Be a little late. Shouldn't be too bad though, and Zayf abusing the E at level 1. Yasuo does a lot of damage in the first few levels because of the E. Allows him to stack it up on the creep wave and get a lot more damage. The damage has been nerfed a little bit though, so not nearly as bad as it used to be, I believe. And it looks like bot lane is going to hit level 2 at around the same time. Both junglers heading towards their second buff. No shenanigans to be had as of yet. This is loser's bracket. So both teams are probably a little worried. Oh, that binding though. Big miss. But the blue team not going to go ham quite yet. Just feeling out the red team for the moment. They could also be waiting for Kayle if she decides to swing around for a gank. There are no wards yet into the river. Trinkets being placed only in lane. So right now a gank would be pretty devastating if they are not paying attention. Okay, so Kayle, the faster of the two junglers, is on the move and is indeed heading bot lane. And there are no wards, so this is probably going to be a Black Shield Force plus a Flash. We'll see what happens. There we go. The Dark Binding does lock up Kayle. I Am the Sparkle flashing, but gets locked up by the Braum passive, and Super Awesome gets caught too. Man, Braum's passive is just so powerful in lane. Those stuns proc so quick. And making it look easy. 2 kills in the bag for Pun Pac. Very well done. And that lane is all but over at this point with the lead that they have now. Super Cookie lands the flag and drag combo, but the wind tornado will knock up Jarvan. And Zayf will just walk away, no summoners necessary. And of course Karthus not the best in following up ganks. Unless he gets the slow from the wall. And even then it's difficult to burst Yasuo down at this point in the game. Jarvan probably needs to start camping bottom, because this is going to accelerate out of control very quickly. Tristana already has over 1,000 gold that she's probably saving up towards a BF sword, I would imagine. And once she goes back for that, things are going to get really messy for red team. Kage no Jigoku lands the cleaver. Nicely done. Long range flag and drag. We'll see if they force the flash out. They do force the flash, and Kage no Jigoku will gladly trade flashes back for a free kill. So good time spent there by Super Cookie. Kayle was not anywhere near that area for a counter gank. And they also got the flash out of it. So we'll see if he decides to pay another visit and just try to snowball Mundo. Wouldn't be the worst of ideas, for sure. But I really think that he should probably try to at least get bot lane a little bit of momentum back, because that was a really large amount of gold that they picked up on that gank. Zafe doing a very good job of farming right now. Karthus usually known for being a farm monster with his Qs, but Zafe already has a very huge lead at this point in the game, 46-34 and growing. So Zafe is going to recall for the first time. We'll see what he decides to pick up. Karthus going to take his time and finish up that wave first before backing. Teleport's still available for Mundo, which could be good for turning another gank bot lane. That could help them out as well. Lulu had to use teleport to get back to lane. So that advantage is in Ima Hero's favor for now. And we'll see if they can take advantage of it. Okay, so Yasuo did pick up a Zeal on his first back. And 2 wards, green and pink. Should prove very useful. Keeping track of Jarvan. At least the one good thing about laning against Karthus is that you don't really have to worry about him roaming too much. The worst that he'll do is just go off into the Fog of War and channel ulti. Okay, and the green ward over the wall, enough to dissuade Super Cookie from sticking around. But he does make a U-turn and he comes back. And because that's not in the brush, it does not see him quite yet, so they're not quite sure of where he is. But those Dark Bindings need to land on their target if J4 is going to have any chance of ganking. It's going to be really tough though. There's a lot of disengage and kiting back in the blue team's bot lane, with Tristana can jump away. Braum also has a way to jump to Tristana as well. Not to mention both the blue team's bot laners still have their flashes. Kayle looks like she's pretty content to just free farm after picking up the kill and assist bot lane. Hasn't really shown up anywhere else for pressure. Kage no Jigoku doing a very good job of capitalizing on his lead. There's a knockup by Zafe. Doesn't quite get as much damage as he probably would have wanted to. I think he cancelled an auto. We'll see if he keeps diving this. Whoa! That just happened. That's a burn flash. That's a J4 coming in. And the flag and drag, not close enough. We'll see if he decides to all in this. There's the exhaust going down and he's trying to juke. Zafe is trying his hardest to juke. There's the last breath and he wants to trade, and it looks like he will trade. And there's going to be a Requiem, but the nice save on the intervention. Talk about divine intervention right there. That has got to be frustrating for Ima Hero. Even when Zafe like blatantly just screwed up by flashing, when he probably shouldn't have, trying to make a play, he was still able to get out unpunished because of the kill ulti. So that's gotta play into the minds of Ima Hero. Hopefully they don't tilt off of that though. That's very sad. Mundo continuing to get some good cleaves on towards Lulu. The CS lead has shrunk though. It's Lulu's catching up little by little, but Mundo does have a big wave to farm now, so he should be able to extend the lead again. And again, still no use of the teleport while Lulu didn't have it, and now it's back up, so pretty much even. There's the wild growth coming out for Lulu to save herself. She was not liking that pressure that Mundo was putting onto her. And the early Spectre's Cowl from that gank is really helping him to soak up a lot of the harass that she's usually used to putting on. You can see double Avarice Blade. One for Yasuo, one for Tristana. So they are racking up even more money per second right now as Kayle is back for another gank. Her flash is not up yet, but the intervention is back up now, so... Could be that he's just chilling, waiting for Jarvan to show up and counter gank that. Yeah, blue team trying to bait out some sort of aggressive play, but I don't think red team are gonna bite at this point. Yeah, both junglers are just playing mind games right now. They're just trying to see which team makes the first move and then counter initiate. Already 3 sweepers out for the blue team, 2 sweepers out for the red team. Really showing how important it is to keep your vision control in your favor. Yeah, and the long poke from Jinx is going to allow her to CS safely, so I don't think they're going to get caught out at this point. Even if Braum tried to force something with an ulti, the Black Shield would probably just block it off, so... Wisely, Kayle gives up on that gank. Some pretty significant time wasted for both junglers, honestly. But despite that, Kayle still has a very huge lead on Jarvan, both in CS and in kills and assists. Up a kill. Already has the Spectral Wraith finished as well. You see, looking at the ultis, Requiem is back up. So Ima Hero should take advantage of that and try some sort of gank bot lane with Jarvan again, coupled with the Requiem to pick up some kills. Because at this point, if they just keep letting the lanes farm out, it's not going to end up good for them. Mundo is winning really hard, but all the other lanes are not doing so hot. It's a good call for the Dragon, though, as Kayle is nowhere near the area. Winter's Bite comes across to try to steal, but of course that's not going to happen with the smite there. So good coordination and communication by Ima Hero, and they get that Dragon, and it almost evens up the gold. Brings them to less than 1,000. But with the recalls, it looks like the blue team is going to take advantage of it and attempt to push the bot lane in. And that is exactly what they do. It also allows Tristana to soak up some extra farm. Kage no Jigoku not nailing that cleaver. Eats some harass for his trouble. And Lulu playing very, very passive, not going all in yet, just waiting. Taking the free farm as it comes. She knows that the rest of her team is winning pretty hard, despite the dragon loss. So she doesn't have to she doesn't have to do anything too creative here, unless Mundo presents something to her. Okay, so BF sword plus pickaxe acquired for Super Awesome. Very close now to his Infinity Edge. All he needs now is the crit cloak and a couple 700 more gold or so. Static Shiv early for Tristana, but there's the all-in by Kage no Jigoku. Blows his ultimate, but not feeling too confident as he is walking into a full creep wave. Did not land enough damage before that all-in. And neither side has Ignite. We'll see if Lulu pops ulti here. Mundo being very careful to not step into turret range. That would have been disastrous if that had happened, and it looks like Kage no Jigoku will call it a draw for now as he is shoved up and vulnerable, so he will recall. Yasuo choosing not to go in on that. Not feeling the positioning of that knockout. Yeah, with that static shift coupled with the explosive shot, Tristana is going to be a really fast pusher. And it's going to allow Kayle to walk up here, but unfortunately there is a ward there, so the surprise is over. And here comes J4 around the backside, round 2. There is the Cataclysm. Last breath blown onto Jarvan. Zayfish trying to fight this. Ignite is used. J4 is dropping critically low. He needs to get out of there. And this time, Requiem will not be used as he sees that Kayle is there, so there's no point. So again, another situation where Zafe survives a 2v1 and Flash wasn't even required, even though it was available this time. So Ima Hero definitely needs to coordinate those ganks better and make them count. Kage no Jigoku continuing to nail Lulu with those cleavers. That one just a little bit short. But the more that he can land, the easier this lane's going to be for him, as he's been in this position in lane for pretty much the entire game. Kale has not come top to alleviate any of the pressure, just really paying more attention to bot and mid. And as I say that, Kale is around, waiting in the wings top lane. Trying to see if Mundo will go ham for this, but it looks like Mundo is just going to keep poking, so there's no need for Worst Smiter and A to keep sticking around here. He's going to back out. The Dragon will be up in less than 2 minutes. That will most likely be the next point of contention for these two teams. Both teams have pretty much gotten free laning and free farm, with a couple minor scrimmages here and there. But after that big gank in bot lane, things have really quieted down. Zafe going really hard again. No knockup available, but he will get a quick couple stabs onto Karthus. Karthus right now with a lot of item pieces, but really needs to get that Rod of Ages finished as soon as possible so he can start stacking up. I like the vision control from Ima Hero. There are red wards on pretty much all 4 sides of the mid lane, and a good amount of pinks as well. It's definitely made things much tougher for Kale to get what she wants. Yeah, it really doesn't look like the either team is interested in going for anything too cute here. They're probably just coordinating for the dragon when it comes up, which is going to be in about 30 seconds. But teleport is available for both sides, so either way it's going to be a 5v5, most likely. Kale will secure the blue for herself. Yasuo doesn't really need it, because he does not have mana. Okay, so the pink ward for Ima Hero does get pinged out. So we'll see if they decide to go clear. Actually, they may have thought that Karthus might have been roaming there. I'm not quite sure. I think they might have just been picking the ward out, though. And, yeah, Dragon is live, but neither team making a move for it. A little bit of lack of coordination on both teams right now. Jarvan should definitely have had that time, and they should have been planning to set up for it. But doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Both teams just continuing to power farm there. Worst Smiter and A does make his move onto the Dragon. Sonder is really, really low right now, both in health and mana. And that could really hurt their chances for the Dragon if he's forced to base. Yeah, and it looks like Worst Smiter and A will start up the Dragon. And I don't think Red Team can contest this. They can try, but without Karthus there, he'll only have Requiem to assist. And that is a free Dragon going over to Pun Pac. Again, very unusual that Ima Hero took the first Dragon and did not plan around the timer correctly. That, and coupled with Sonder getting chunked down, cost them a lot of free gold, I think. So the gold lead is extended to about 2,000 again. But Lulu really having an unfun time with Spirit Visage Mundo, who is tanking turret shots and just wailing on that turret. Those auto attacks barely moving Mundo's life bar at this point. Ooh, Yasuo looks like he's on his way up top, and with Kale holding mid, that should ring some alarm bells for Ima Hero. He sees him now. And he pops the ultimate to get away. There's the ignite, as I suspected, to try to burst Mundo down. And last breath will be used here, but I don't think they have the damage to finish him, and they indeed do not. And now Ima Hero is collapsing. Here comes Karthus around the side. Cataclysm, oh, but Yasuo doing the juking and the jiving, and he is just outplaying all of Ima Hero right there as they just get danced on. That is not a good sign for the rest of the set. And intervention will come down to cancel out the turret shots temporarily, and that will be enough for Pun Pac to pick up 2 kills for nothing. So even though Yasuo was trapped in the Cataclysm, Karthus walked a little too close, and it allowed Yasuo to use his dash to get over the wall, and then he went back towards the enemy turret, and he just completely juked Ima Hero right there. They were looking out their ears for a second. They did not know what was going on. So very well done by Zafe. He has got Ima Hero quite confused when it comes to Yasuo. That's going to be a problem, I think. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a Yasuo ban for Game 2. And now that Yasuo is happily fed, 200 CS plus a couple kills, working towards his Blade of the Ruined King, Kale is really, really fed, has Nashor's Tooth already. And here she comes again. Black Shield will come across to stop the slow from the Q. But Ima Hero is going to have to peace out because this turret is not long for this world. It's going to go down very fast. Kage no Jigoku able to answer in the top lane again. Consistently doing well. He has held down pretty much most of his lane matchups, I have to say. Sonder coming across for a catch onto MXI. And here comes the ulti. Yasuo coming in. He is very strong. Sonder is losing health rapidly. We'll see if he can get out of this. It looks like he will. Requiem coming down. We'll see how much damage this does. It does do enough to take him down. Intervention is available, so Kage no Jigoku needs to get out of there. And he pops the Mundo ulti to run away. But they are still giving chase. Trying to kite back with the cleavers. Not sure if they want to keep going. Yeah, and they're going to call it off. Abort mission. Oh, it looks like Kage no Jigoku stuck around a little too long. Should have taken his free out when he had it, but he walked back in and Kale punished him for it quite handily. Foxfire Draven taking a lot of damage. There's the teleport in from Lulu. And it will be cancelled, I believe. Yeah, it will be cancelled. So Ima Hero able to answer with 2 kills for nothing in the bot lane, which is really well done. Ima Sparkle did a good job of holding turret aggro for as long as possible, and it just allowed the other two to just go crazy. So they will trade top and bottom turrets now, evening things up. Mid turrets still standing for now. The gold is actually not that bad for Ima Hero. They're now back to within 2,000 or so. That disaster in top lane where they lost the turret and 2 people was really bad for them, but they seem to have made up the slack a little bit. And Dragon will be up in about a minute or so. Taking a look at the items across the board, 80 carries are doing pretty well this game. They are even in farm, and they are even in terms of completed items. Brown boots for both. Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, and Infinity Edge Static Shiv. There is a nice dive onto Sonder, and that is the bane of Karthus. He is not very mobile. And when you're up against people that can either shield or prevent damage, like Kale and Lulu, diving onto Karthus is not that big of a deal. But they do find a catch onto Worst Smiter, forced to pop the intervention. Very nice Jarvan flag and drag, knocking up 2. Huge damage right there, and Lulu's gone. Goodbye. See you later. Oh wow, that rocket. Kale, you're so skinny. Didn't even hit him. So very good job by Super Kooky right there. Timing and saving his standard to the Dragon Strike combo so that it would guaranteed hit multiple people. That really turned the fight around with the Cataclysm. Dragon is live, and they are up 2 people, so I'm surprised that they're not going for it. This hesitation will cost Ima Hero the Dragon, as they are all out of swords right now, and they are down in ultimates. Requiem is available as well as Soul Shackles, but without the Rocket and without Cataclysm, I don't know if they want to fight this, but I guess after those 2 kills, Pun Pac's not feeling quite as confident, as they are also waiting to see what happens. Nice Skittle damage by Sonder. If Karthus dies, that's not too bad. Ooh, Zafe, that wind wall was so late, buddy. Took a ton of damage right there, but a nice Glacial Fissure coming across, catching a lot of people. No last breath off of the Lulu knockup. Soul Shackles is a go, and they are just all bunched up, eating tons of AoE damage from the rockets. The Super Mega Death Rocket comes across, but here comes the retaliation from Pun Pac, and they saved all their ultimates until after everything else was blown from Ima Hero, and that's just the advantage that Pun Pac has coming into play right there. Smartly saving their ultimates until everything else was blown. They did pay for it with Lulu. And they did kind of let Zafe get a little bit lower than I think he wanted to. But it all worked out in the end. He definitely did not mean to win wall that late. He probably wanted to block all those incoming skill shots. But nonetheless, that's the slight gold lead of Pun Pac, and now it has snowballed into a huge gold lead as they get the dragon, they get the tower, and they get all the kills. Also, good timing and communication by the AD carry, knowing when Kale's ulti was going to be used and then jumping in to get full value out of it. Both AD carriers are doing a pretty good job of staying on the outside, tacking on their damage, but Tristana just so much more dangerous when it comes to scaling into the late game with the Infinity Edge. Gets so much more value out of it, coupled with her Q. So that really changes the complexion of this game. What was relatively even is now incredibly uneven. And it's at a very crucial point in the game, only about 28 minutes or so. So this is that stage of the game where not a whole lot of defensive items like Guardian Angel, Zhonya's Hourglass are available yet. Although Sonder is close, he's very, very close. But this is Pun Pac's opportunity to snowball the game completely out of control and close the game very strongly right here. If Ima Hero can hold out and wait for Mundo to get a few more items, let Jinx and Karthus get ramped up, they could still do this. Their late game is definitely not to be underestimated. I mean, obviously Tristana, Kale, Yasuo, very dangerous, but Karthus is a late game monster in his own right. So it looks like both teams are content to just farm out their lanes. We'll see who's going to get sent bottom. Teleport is available for both top laners, so they will probably start getting their split push on very soon. Yep, Lulu going down to bot lane to probably shove that out. The big difference right now is that Ima Hero is missing 2 mid turrets, and all the mid turrets for Pun Pac are still standing very well. So that's a lot more of an open map for Pun Pac to take advantage of, as they can freely move in and out of the jungle entrances now. Where Smiter and A getting slowed by the wall. Nice Dark Binding coming across. That intervention used awfully early, and down he goes. Shut down. Going to the J-Man. Good catch. Sloppy play by Kale, and that's going to cost his team in Baron. And it doesn't look like there's going to be anything that they can do to contest this. They could probably try to fight this if they're feeling ballsy. Tristana going to try to come over from the side with the E. Braum wants to fight this, and apparently so does Yasuo. Tristana's putting on a ton of damage. Oh, that Cataclysm though! I'm Jarvan, I'm helping. Locks them all up, but just not enough to finish the fight. Again, that gold lead. You cannot take it. You cannot underestimate the gold lead. Just because you have Baron and they don't have Kayle with intervention, you still got, you know, fed Tristana. You have fed Yasuo. Pretty much everybody on Pun Pac is fed in some way, shape, or form. So they definitely should have disengaged and just had one person, you know, tank all the damage and die. But because they stayed and tried to fight with the buff, they all lose the buff, and now they're losing their base. I mean, I do give Jarvan credit for that Cataclysm. He caught all 4 of them. However, at that point, it didn't really matter because, again, Tristana was untouched. Her range is really starting to scale hard, where she can fire from very, very far away. And there was no way for them to dive onto Tristana anyway. So, at least they got the Baron, so, you know, that's gold that will not be going towards Pun Pac, but looking at everything right now, Pun Pac is still very much in control. Their team fighting is looking a lot more solid. The AD carry is doing tons of work, really taking advantage of the gold lead and the items. It's probably going to be a matter of time at this point. Because with the amount of damage that Tristana's putting out, plus the heal debuff from the explosive shot, Mundo's not going to be able to tank much of anything at this point. And there is an awful lot of crit as well on the blue team in Yasuo and Tristana as well. I like the death cap pickup from Kayle at this point. Just do a lot of damage. Everyone's going glass cannon except for Braum, which is fine. He can stand in the front with his shield. But at this point, you're so strong. You might as well just go glass cannon and just melt everybody. It doesn't really look like Ima Hero is doing that good of a job either of separating themselves, and they seem to just be taking most of the AoE anyway, so might as well just do more damage. Ima Hero really cannot contest this right now. They are posturing, but I'm pretty sure Pun Pac isn't going to be intimidated anymore. They're probably going to have to just concede this this fight here. I really don't like this. Oh, great positioning by Tristana. Boom, boom, boom. This game is a Reynolds wrap. Put it in the books. Ima Hero walking into death right there. A nice jump over the wall for the finish. Yasuo cleans that kill up. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a surrender here. This is looking very... Oh, yeah. That's got to be a surrender with the flashes. Pretty textbook right there. Ima Hero tried to do something, and they just got out position. Tristana was in a nice place to output damage on the back line for free. So that will be game 1 in the books for Pun Pac. Well played.